Okay, this is Renshi Darby, and today I'm going to be talking about the third weapon in our Kabuto series. Kabuto, as you should know by this point, having already done Bo and Tonfa, means weapons way or the way of weapons. Uh, Kobu, referring to martial weapons, and Do, meaning the way or way of. So the third weapon in the Mojikai series of weapons of Kabuto are the Nunchaku. Bo being first, Tonfa second, which you've already studied or should have studied, unless you're a transfer student coming in, and Nunchaka being the third one. To begin with, pronunciation. It is a Nunchaka, Nunchaku, Nunchaka. You will hear me sometimes refer to them as Nunchak because that's a colloquialistic pronunciation or slang, even in the Orient. They are not, however, nunchucks, nunchucks, or chucks. Please refrain from using those terminology. That's something that I would expect to hear from someone on the street who is absolutely not knowledgeable of martial arts. To begin with, the wearing of the nunchaka on the gi and the obi. A lot of people I see, even black belts who have not been properly trained, they wear the weapon out here on the hip. Okay, this is incorrect. You want the weapon to be the front part, the top part of the weapon where the cord or the chain connects. You want this to be in the center of the body. Okay, this is the first of our weapons that we have that are worn on the belt. So this is your first time seeing this. Nunchaka, Sai, Katana, all the upper weapons from here, Kama, are all worn with the tip, the front part, in the center of the body. This is so that it's accessible to both hands. You can cover your weapon this way and maintain control of it. If you have to, you can access it with your left hand, you can access it with your right hand, but this is the way you wear it. The ends are pushed through the belt. On the left hand side, the end would be right at the hip. When I come to ski position like this, right here, just the tip of my wrist, the end of my wrist, I can barely feel touching the base of the nunchaka, the handle. You will notice on mine that I put tape around the top. This is because certain advanced techniques and intermediate techniques, you may, especially if you use wooden nunchaka like I do, like you will if you're one of my students, you have a tendency to break because you put a lot of force on the wood up here at the end, especially doing blocks and things like that. There's a lot of snap in that. So I put the tape around it to keep it more supported. The base, I put extra tape around. This is no other reason than it keeps, if I'm sweating, it keeps it from slipping off the end. And notice I've got about a half inch, 3/4 of an inch of tape at the end. When I grip the nunchaka, I can feel that with the meaty part of my hand, the sutsuken part of my fist, and I know that I've gripped it correctly. In handling the nunchaka, don't grip in the middle. This is incorrect. Okay, anything forward of about an inch to an inch and a quarter up the handle or up the center of the nunchaka is incorrect. You want just enough so that you can strike this way, like you're doing Sutsuken hammer fist, and you would hit with the base of the nunchaka. And this is going to be something that you learn here in just a couple of minutes about the striking. But back to the wearing of the nunchaka. Notice I always turn around, face away when I'm doing something with my gi, adjusting my gi or adjusting my belt. If I'm in class, you turn around and go down on one knee. This should be part of etiquette that you already know. Okay? When you wear the nunchaka, this is the way you wear it. I just explained this to you. Top in the center, base down here. When you make your bow, when you come up, put the right hand across the face of the nunchaka, push with the left hand out, grab here, and then down to the side. Notice that my hands are in a relaxed position. I'm not this way pointing the nunchaka forward. I'm not this way pointing them straight down. Just a relaxed position. When you come to yoi to make ready, come to the center, and the nunchaka comes to both hands, and then out. The arms are slightly bent. You notice the grip is toward the bottom of the nunchaku. The arms are not straight, locked out, slightly bent. Notice that the cord is throat high, and the angle of the nunchaku are slightly forward. They're not straight up and down this way. They're not pushed forward like this, just slightly forward. Okay? If you have them straight like this and someone strikes in at you this way, what you're going to get is you're going to get relief in at you. When you're here with them slightly forward, it will actually stop this way. So this is the actual correct holding position. All right, basic striking. Basic striking, like I said, is done with the base of the nunchaku. This is actually the most basic strike there is. Striking, boom. Striking down to the side, striking down. The second most basic strike is like a slap or hitting this way. You want the nunchaku in the hand. If you use them this way, you can do doubles. You can hold them this way. And then you've got the upward thrust, using it this way, or the outside thrust, striking like this. So very simple, basic hammering motions, stabbing motions, jabbing motions, and striking motions this way are your basic strikes. The strikes that you see in kata are more extended because we don't do a whole lot of this type of striking kata because it is very simple, very easy. So, for your kata purposes and learning the more intermediate moving forward strikes, these are still basic strikes, but they are extended strikes. The first one from Yoi is going to be a 2-count strike. You're going to come across the jaw, come all the way around. Notice that my wrist is actually touching my body. This part of my wrist, the thumb side of my wrist, actually comes around and touches my body. If you don't let your wrist touch your body, you can hear the nunchaku wrapping around me. You may even be able to see it around on the other side of my body. If you don't do this and you stop it short, what you're going to wind up doing is striking yourself, and that hurts. Okay, just might as well stand and let somebody strike you with them. Come all the way around. It sounds like it's making a big impact, but it's really not behind me. Okay, let the wrist touch your body here. Notice my left hand or my non-use hand is always up in front of me, whether it's my left or my right. I'm keeping it up in front of me for blocking purposes, for other techniques. Okay, after you come across the jaw, one, on the 2-count strike, the next one's going to be coming under the chin here, and then you catch. So, half speed from Yoi, the basic 2-count strike, 1, 2. Okay? Now that we're not in Yoi, that's going to change to a 3-count strike. You're going to come across the jaw. Notice again, this right hand's up blocking purposes or other technique purposes. Then you're going to come across the temple. Notice again, my wrist come all the way around my body. Then you're going to come under the chin again. So I'm going to demonstrate that. 1, 2, 3, and catch. Notice when I catch, look how high my hand is up underneath my arm. Right? I'm not catching down here. It's got less to do with the catch and more to do with what this hand is doing. As you're coming around and doing this, you want this hand to be up because look what's happening here. This is a block. This is a block. This is a block. You're making what's called a box block here. Okay? On the other side, jaw, temple, chin, catch. And look. Look how high this hand is up underneath my arm. Not down here. See, this is no good for a block. Up high, making good blocks. The way you make that happen is, as you come through your techniques, this has got to stay up high. When you come under the chin, come up and catch high. The secondary benefit to that is it's going to make the catch a lot easier. Okay, if you try to catch down here, this is going to catch your elbow or it's going to hit you on the back. Up here, your hand goes right into the right position. It comes right into your hand. Okay? So, that's the basic 3-count. 1, 2, 3. 3, okay, for doing katas. The next part of it is an 8 count. We're going to move forward a little bit and advance, okay? You're doing the same thing to begin with, jaw, temple, chin. Now you're going to strike down on top of the head, down, coming straight between the legs. Notice my hand. This time the pinky side of the wrist is going to come inside my thigh. I'm actually touching my thigh with this. What that's going to allow to do is it's going to allow the nunchaku to come underneath, and you're slapping yourself on the back of the thigh. It's going to hit you here, okay? And even though I say slap, it's not hard because most of the momentum is taken away by the cord coming around your thigh, okay? So it's going to here, then back under the chin. Look at this hand, okay? You're going to come back across the temple. One more time, under the chin and catch, okay? Let's go through that slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is the catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Now, those are the basic patterns of your basic strikes. All right? One thing that I want to show you as far as doing your basic strikes is extension. Okay? When you strike with a nunchaku, don't short arm this way. Okay? You want that arm to be extended out when you strike. So when I come across the jaw this way, it's out here. Notice how long that is out. Okay? When you're using a weapon, the purpose is to create more distance from your opponent. All right? You don't want to be holding a weapon and holding it short. Okay? You're defeating the purpose of using a weapon. If I'm going to hit somebody here, real short here, I can use an elbow for that. There's no reason to use a weapon. So on all the strikes, even when I'm coming down, okay, coming down, look how long I am out here, okay? Then back up, all extended, extended arm. Don't shorten your arms this way, real short, okay? So this is part 1 of the nunchaku, and we will do part 2 for the same belt rank. This is going to 5th kyu, and that will include blocking and some alternative strikings. But this is basic nunchaku part 1.